So here we are at HGI with the man himself, Mr. Jody Humphrey.
How are you doing? It's an honor to be here with you.
It's a blessing to be here with you and to have met you, and how the Lord just united us in a special day. And everything that we've been able to witness has just been so wonderful. So I wanted to take advantage of introducing you to a 250,000 subscribers that have been loyal to us. And we want to introduce them with, the blessings that HGI has brought and can bring to so many people. So with that in mind, why would you say that this industry has been so overlooked?
Well, that's a great question. First of all, what an honor to have watched this whole Gio'ism, come to life, literally, for you to be inspired with your great wife on doing this and to watch it be touched and blessed and to explode has just really been fun. And also just to being able to know, I think when people have promptings in life, they need to act on it.
Yes.
And I thought about the day that we met. Had I not acted on what I felt, then, we would never met, right? And I know that that's happening in life. So let's talk about this business, specifically the product side of it. I mean, the people side of it, people get involved in. You see people joining all kinds of companies, selling all kinds of products. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But somehow the money business, and specifically the insurance business, has, before now, it's always been like the little brother, or has been isolated, if you will. And I think a couple of things. One is it's always looked like it's complicated. That's the first thing. Looked like there was a bunch of licenses, and of course, there's more people licensed over the age of 80 than there are under the age of 30.
Wow.
That's staggering. That's just absolutely amazing. And so, I heard that North American use that statistic, and I had to ask them 3 times if I heard it right.
Right.
And that's where it's at. I represent very much what the insurance industry is, and that's the male, stale, and pale, old white dudes, and that's just, but it is true, but like, so you got that dynamic. It's looked complicated, and also in the past, people only would buy products from people who had, a little salt and pepper in their hair, but now with technology, everything's changing, and we're in a world where things change like that.
Yes.
I mean, like that. Even while we're talking, there's probably all kinds of things going on, and you and I both spend all our time on the cutting edge, and I really know that we're the industry and the company of the future, not just the past in our story. But now with technology specifically, because it bridges the credibility gap, it bridges the knowledge gap, the experience gap. And then, you have sometimes necessity it changes things.
Right.
You've got real estate was always the sexy one. Well, it's not working out so sexy right now.
No.
75% of all realtors didn't even make any money last year. So that industry's not attracting them. And people are having to make decisions, especially the younger crowd. So now times are changing.
So why would you say that this industry creates so much opportunity? Because you see it right now. It's a big thing on YouTube. You got a lot of these young kids, which I'm happy for them because, as you said, industry is changing. If we go back to the industrial era, it was like a whole decade and a half. And then the webcam era was a couple decades. And now it's like every 2 years, everything is switching. And everybody's coming into this wealth management, financial. Why would you say that there's so much opportunity right now?
Well, you got a couple of things going from the marketplace. You've got the greatest wealth transfer in history taking place. $100+ trillion is moving from one generation to the next.
Trillion?
With a T. As much money as has moved of all of time.
Wow.
They call it the Great Wealth Wave, and it is happening with the parents of the baby boomers pass away, and then the older baby boomers pass away. They've accumulated this wealth, and it is going to move. So as that happens, I always say when money moves, money's made.
Right.
So that's taking place. But then also you have the situation to where people now know that they need to get their money right. I think that COVID fundamentally changed people. It created urgency. People sitting at home never thought they needed life insurance, and COVID hit, scared them, and they made a deal with God saying, hey, you get me through this, I'll buy a policy. I hear you.
Seriously.
So you got that going. And so not only that, people are being inundated with all of these, people usually buy something when they've heard about it 7 or 8 or 9 times. Well, it's all these advertising. I mean, you got Nationwide's on your side. They're always advertising. You got You got Ethos that's on. I love sports radio, sports talk radio, and they're all over that. So they're advertising for the need for the industry, not just specifically on those companies. So you have this critical mass of people looking for it. And also, the secret's out. Guess what? A lot of money in this business.
I've seen that big
You
time.
know, my dad said when he figured out that he could, go right and get the client, give him a check for $100, turn it into the company, and they would give him an advance or whatever. He understood that. It's the most powerful secret in the world. Now, I think one of the things we're going to talk about in a minute is just how that can be abused. And I think the key is people got to do it right. And that's what we know how to do.
Right, right. And that's one of the biggest things that I wanted to really have the opportunity to talk to you because, of course, your dad created this industry. I even heard from Grant Cardone, him trying to have your dad say that all the people that he's made. So you really saw this from the ground up. How do you see this new era of this craziness going on too? Unfortunately, like they've seen that there's money to be made, but unfortunately they're making it in the wrong way. And I know that your dad has been a firm believer on blessing others and being blessed through the blessing of others, which is, I think it's a beautiful way.
Absolutely. First of all, Dad was taught by a lot of great people in his life. It was almost like he was prepared for what was coming his way. And, he learned a system, a method of operation in business from a guy named Bill Campbell who inspired him in Amway. And Dad understood what the guy was saying. It's just he wasn't ready to do it. And Amway just it wasn't it for him.
Right.
But fast forward when he saw the money business and he understood that it had the dynamics of big cash flow and life-changing things that it sold, but it also did not have a distribution plan in place for it to go meet the market, to be able to explode and become viral. And whenever he put that in place with the early days of A.L. Williams, which obviously today is Primerica, from that, he was able to go see things explode in that system of which here he is now, 84 years old, and he is as focused, as single-minded, as maniacal, committed to that system than anyone ever has, because system, it doesn't change. So Elon Musk said, you got to be, rigid on the system, but you got to be, flexible in the details. Well, that's true. And that's where we are. Dad believes in that system. And you can see, I don't know what percentage of the industry has come from that, but it's been well north of 50% of the biggest industry in the world. And we can name a lot of companies, and one day we probably will put up a chart on this. But many people came from that system. It's exciting. But one thing is interesting, though, and this won't change, and this is where the dust will settle a little bit. It's kind of like a dot-com bubble. Sometimes always people get excited, and then it settles out to what it really is. It's kind of like AI. And that's what's going on in our industry. All these kids are coming in, and they're jumping on all these companies or ideas or our industry. And we've got some to come through here. But this is not a hit it and quit it sell. This isn't a come over and sell somebody a product and leave sell. That's not what we do.
Right.
Matter of fact, all they're doing is they're setting themselves up. They may get some cash flow on the front end, but that business, the only business that pays is a business that stays.
Oh,
and so as if you get these clients to buy these policies and they don't keep these policies, they're paying back that money. And so they're sitting them. If they don't find a way to add some glue to what they're doing,
right.
They're in for a extremely rude awakening, and the industry won't allow that to happen. So if you come in, you take the youth, the vigor and the strength of youth, but you do it with some wise business principles, I think this is the place to be.
And I know that you have blessed, and your father, many of families. We were just blessed to have been taken to Hawaii with, was it 100 families approximately?
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, there was almost a couple hundred people that we had there. It was awesome having you guys here. I'll never forget it.
It was a blessing for us. It really was. And to be able to talk to all these people and how they've been blessed, how their lives have just turned around. Because at the end of the day, and as you know, my channel is not just about money, because you get all the money in the world, but you'll be miserable, which I was one of them back in the day. So how has that been life-changing for you to not only be able to provide financial wisdom, but also change people's lives?
Yeah, that's such a great question, Giovanni. This is the time of year for graduations, and Pratik and Jaya Rajankar, who are two of my favorite people in our company, they had a son that graduated, and we went to his graduation party. And I realized we were talking, the first time I met him was in Hawaii 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And this kid was taller than me now, and but he wasn't so tall then. And when you see these families that are going there for the first time, it's my favorite thing is on that first afternoon to be there when people come in that have never been there.
Right.
And you can't ever get jaded, because for most people, Hawaii's a bucket list.
Yeah.
Or anywhere is, but especially Hawaii's got its magic thing. So, man, I love it. Being with you guys there, I get emotional thinking about it. I really do, because I remember seeing you guys. You looked like $1 million. Araceli, you looked so beautiful, and you guys were just there. And I was thinking, man, this is just, I could see what it meant to you guys as a couple and others. There's so many others that were there. I love that. To me, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's stretching people's vision. And we got a Europe trip coming up in September, and that will be another level. So it's giving people these opportunities to feel things and do things that they never dreamed of before.
Right. And one of the things that I always tell the people as I start to bring them into the team is that, we're not selling. I don't even see it as selling, because it's not like you're selling pots and pans to somebody that doesn't cook. You're selling something that people need. Like, you're blessing people with something that could be very detrimental to them if they don't have it. But on top of that, what I like about HGI, and I love the way you say it, and I would love for you to share that, is how you consider HGI being like the Amazon of the financial industry, because it's not just one thing.
No, absolutely. You're dead on. You're very crusade driven, very cause driven. I think that's one of the reasons that our frequencies have just jived the way that they have. Plus, we like some music.
Yes.
Too, right? But a couple of things about that is that with our products, all of our products, if someone does not have them when they need them, it's catastrophic.
Yeah.
Catastrophic. Someone doesn't have the right insurance when they need it, God forbid. If they don't have living benefits, and if they don't know they have living benefits, if they don't have a will and trust, all these things are massive. And so I'm very proud of that. Like you said, they can't just run down to Walmart or Costco and buy one off the shelf. So they are significant. Also, they're world-class. We only align ourselves with world-class products. So I'm very proud of that. We're a one-stop shop. This comes to the Amazon thing, but we literally educate. We identify where there's a gap with what they have, because everybody's got a gap. I don't care what somebody thinks they know, there's things they don't know.
We had many gaps.
Yeah, no, you did have. Your thanks for sharing. That's your story to share. But yeah, you're a perfect example. You've been able to break the cash flow barrier, and you know how to make money. But now it's time to go do something with it. Make sure you're properly protected. Thankfully, you are now, and so you're very typical. Actually, you're ahead further than most people, because you're able to go make money in your other businesses. Most people aren't making money, and they aren't covered, and they don't have money saved, and that's the triple whammy. So you got that going. But what we do is just so powerful, and I'm very proud of that we're very unique. We are the Amazon of the business. We are in distribution. We're in the money business and we're in the people business, but we are the kings of distribution in an industry where distribution's king. And we are it. And the system we have is it. And we're one of the only parts that has real organic growth in financial services. I'll just give you an example. This is why a lot of these companies love us. There are other companies that will show up and all of a sudden they'll look like they're big. But all they did was take agents from somewhere else. So it was not really growth. They just moved from over there to over here. 90% of what we have are people that were not in the business.
Wow.
So it's real growth. You two are a perfect example.
The greenies.
But look at the caliber of greenie we have.
Right.
The two of you. Erica, Jill, Sergio over here. That's the caliber of greenies we have.
Right.
And so they're greenie, but they're strong.
Right.
They're winners.
Right.
They're looking for the next vehicle to be in. So, yeah, we are very much the Amazon of the business. We don't manufacture product. We just distribute that product.
And, I've noticed from seeing here people like Sam, was the coach of the year for the NFL, correct?
No, for the NBA.
For the NBA. I don't know anything about sports, and everybody knows this.
Yes, okay.
And then,
Sam Mitchell, coach of the year for the NBA for the Toronto Raptors.
okay. And I heard him say, and then also Ovi Brown, I believe, was the Falcons player.
Ovi Moheli.
Ovi Moheli. Okay.
Yes, Ovi and Masika Moheli, who were rock stars. So Sam and Don Mitchell. Ovi was a great player with the Falcons.
So what I hear from them, and I was talking to my son about this the other day, I'm not a billionaire by any means, but I have the mind of a billionaire.
You absolutely
I'm going to pay somebody to do...
You told me that the first time I met you. Or second time I met you. Yes.
Did I?
Yeah, remember we had the meeting at the Buckhead Club, and at the end you said, hey, this was my goal. And it was to make $1 million a month or something. Something significant. But you
So I have that mindset, and I was telling my son, if you go sell insurance, just insurance, the real wealthy people, the people that are at my level, humbly speaking, I don't have time to go meet somebody for life insurance. I don't have time to go meet somebody else for wealth management or stock market. I don't have time to meet somebody else for my wills and trust. And to be able to have somebody come in from HGI, sit down with me and just put everything on the table. Oh man, to me it's a slam dunk. I mean, my wife spends 40 grand every couple months on Amazon. And I'd rather her do that than take me around to all these freaking malls and spend my time. I'd rather have everything in one. And this is what I think that you guys bring a lot to the table.
No, I absolutely agree 100%. That's what it's all about. And the other thing is people, they want to act, but they probably won't act on their own unless somebody comes to them. You're talking about the Merrill Lynch's of the world, the Morgan Stanleys. These are great companies, no doubt. But they are going to see the upper part of the top 1%.
Right.
And so nobody's coming to most people. And so, and even though you are in the top 1%, they still aren't driving to White Georgia or wherever we happen to be. So, and no one's coming to teach these people and give them their hand holding. And the other thing is with our technology now, it's unbelievable. It really does pull the whole thing together.
You know what? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know I've heard from other people in the industry how they would say that it will take them a week to put all this paperwork together and then go back to the customer. And now with the technology that Mauricio has put in place, you guys can get this done in a matter of, 45 minutes?
No, absolutely. Well, a couple of things about technology. One is that it's a tool to help us go build what we're trying to go build, which is the distribution, is the ancillary thing. Not the main thing, but boy, it sure helps. The technology does two things. One is it helps with the client experience, and that's phenomenal. But it also gives confidence to the new person to know they can go do a world-class job.
Right.
And from a compliance point of view, when you're messing with somebody's money, you better know what you're doing. And you at least had better be doing it the right way, and that's where our technology comes. But also where I look at the technology is I know that for us to see right now, according to Corbridge, Matt Salvatore, our great friend, there's 100,000 people short of what's needed in the industry to sell product. Okay? So let's just say we go out and get 100,000 new people. Somebody's got to help train those people.
Right.
And we can do a great job doing all our, eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, kneecap to kneecap. We can do that. And we got to go do that. There's nothing better than field training. But man, it sure helps to have some technology to keep them on the rails, to give some training wheels and to really help people. And that's what we got. So both sides, the agent experience and the client experience, world class.
I love it. I love it. Well, like I was telling Mauricio, to us, your time is so valuable. I have an uncle of mine that one time told me, I can ask you for $1,000 and I'll be able to pay you back. But the time that you offer, the time that you give me when we're on our deathbed, we can't be like, hey, can you give me those 2 hours back, So the time that we give is never, ever, taken lightly. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here with us. And
one thing I want to be on record saying is that my plan is to take everything that's been built before and to take it to levels no one's ever seen. And that's a mouthful. I've been very blessed to call ourselves the team legacy. Those are big words considering where we come from.
Yes.
To go do that, I've got to have 10 or 15 absolute generals that are just legendary in this business to take us there. Now, we have a few of those in place. We're blessed to have IQ Rupani and that organization that are just phenomenal. We've got others. We got, the Latino leg that I have. But I want to be on record as having said, I know I also got a third one, and that's you. And that's the two of you guys that I really believe that. I mean, I know what we're going to go do. I think we're committed to it in this. We're moving fast, but this is my biggest thing is you haven't seen anything yet, guys. This industry is evolving. It'll be the greatest. It is the greatest industry in the world, but its greatest time's coming. And we have the system. We have the leadership. We just love to have all the right people.
Yes, definitely. And I don't know if you are all aware, but, his dad was in the Entrepreneurial Hall of Fame Museum. You've been honored as well. And from you, which is very valuable, any words that you can give the people watching of advice that you would recommend? Or
one is to act and don't be afraid. The world is squeezing us right now. And the other is if my dad was sitting here, he'd say to look for the signal, not the noise. It's what he tells me all the time because, all the things that you see on the news, it doesn't matter if you listen to CNN, Fox, or whoever. There's a lot of noise, and the world's not ending. God lives. All's well, but but you can't let it get in your head. So get through that noise and act. You got to go. You have to in today's world make more money. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Right.
If you want to help. If you want to tithe your church, if you believe in that, or if you want to help others, your own self, or whatever it is that you had these people on last night, the great Indian couple said that they want to build a temple.
Wow.
Great. If they want to build a temple, somebody's got to pay for the temple.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's the world we're in, right? Or some resources. So, and if you want to take care of your family and you want to do these things, you're sitting here, you're killing yourself making $100,000 a year, and now you find out you need to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Do not be discouraged because the answers are there. This industry is so explosive. The networking principles work. There's great network marketing companies, but unfortunately, a lot of that industry is under duress. A lot of those companies are failing for a myriad of reasons. And the other is that you've got the numbers in most of those businesses. You got to go recruit tens of thousands to make really any significant money. In financial services, you get over the agency building side, you get yourself 25 to 50 to 100 people licensed. Sit down with somebody, let them show you what the money is coming from that. Helping families, solve all those. Your dreams, don't give up on your dreams. Fight for them and go be, if you're taking care of your family, go lead, create legacy. I'll end with this. Legacy is a funny word. Everybody, you can create a legacy. You can be a good man and a good woman and have a legacy of honesty and integrity for your kids. But that's great, but they want some money left too. That's the other kind of legacy. So don't give up on that. So that's why, we're going to go do this. So don't sit back and watch. Come be part of it.
Yes, come join us. And there's no better place to be than HGI.
And be with Giovanni and myself.